crap, I really can't hear myself. Test? Alright, cool, so I can be heard. Now, where's the share button? Okay. So, to start off, quality is junk because this is a 2015 MacBook Pro. And, yeah, that's about it. Oh, and I'm using ear pods, you can tell. That's what I'm using to record, so I think we should just start out with not making a bunch of noise because I already took this thing apart. Also, my outfit choice was terrible because we look very similar. Probably why I bought this in the first place. So I already took the case apart. There's one small defect. I don't even know how I would show this. Right on the inside of here, there's a small scratch. I'm going to wait for my desktop to catch up. Yeah, you can barely see it, but that's it. The rest of the top is actually like pretty flawless. I don't really know if I found anything else besides that. And this is an ewhite top. Off to the side with that. Now here's where things get interesting because there's actually a little scratch right there. KBD fans loves me, that's a nice heart. And a smaller one right here. Don't know if you can see that. I'm waiting for my desktop to catch up. Yeah, you really can't see that. But they're not bad. Given the price point, this is way better than some that I have seen online. So I'm just going to take the pretty good condition as it's good, and I shouldn't really expect too much more than this because two very small imperfections on the inside of the case. Come on, not really complaining. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's a MacBook Pro because it was this or my iPhone, so just so you know, this is a 2015 MacBook Pro, and I think they are 720p, and it's upscaling to 1080 because I'm garbage. No, what I'm saying is that the last revision of a MacBook Pro from 4 years ago is still 720p, and it is 110% not meant for Twitch streaming. What I should have done is gone out and got a $20 Logitech camera from Best Buy, and this would have been a way different experience. Take it whichever way you want. PC plate, much flex, and the muting kit because things will get quiet in here. I'm sorry, Soran. I lubed these yesterday. It took me like 3 hours. They are very, very heavily coated in lube because the Zeal housings that I used weren't the greatest. They were cheap, but they weren't. They were a lot scratchier than the Tealios housings I was using prior, and I lubed those with GHV4. That was housing and stem, and then I used 205 to lube the MX Zilent stems, and so the GHV4 was still on the housing, so I never actually cleaned the housings. So I think that's why the Tealios housings were better, but they are 3-pin, these are 5-pin, and so that's why I'm going to use these. Here's a nice fancy PCB with some gigantic cutouts for flex. It's got underglow, but you know, I'll never ever see that. Oh, I guess I might, because I have the poly plate instead of the brass plate. But time to do Teha types things. Red is good, I guess. You know what I never thought about doing? Opening up a switch header first. Now I'm scrolling to find it. Okay. So I'm not going to stream switch header because I don't know how to, oh, because it's not on the same monitor. It's on my desktop and I'm streaming from the Mac, so you know how that works. But I will definitely let you know if there's any fuck ups. Escape. Okay. These tweezers are like just the right size. Okay, so those are all good. These are all good. Those are all good. Alright, so far we're looking pretty good. I don't really want to have to deal with KBD fans issues because China, US, very distant. I actually kind of like the matte coating. It's pretty sleek rather than like a glossy matte or a glossy black where it would just pretty much show every fingerprint that it encounters, because that's pretty much just how black works. If you own a black vehicle, you'll understand. I don't know who the third person is because I don't want to grab my mouse right now, but I'm sorry if you can't see switch hitter, but I swear I'm testing switches right now. Or testing the PCB. So you ready for a big noob question? All of these mods have two, PCB is fine by the way, all of these mods have two slots. So you can see they all have two slots, and if I'm just doing like 6.25U ANSI, do I have to mix left and right to get it to work? Because I would think 7U would want to use 1.5U mods, which would use like the ones that space them farther away. but I'm not 100% sure. So I might have to actually just start plugging switches in and hoping that I can line things up first. It's not a terrible idea, I guess. I'm not putting in the plate because I'm just lining things up. But I only did this once, and it was with the tofu, and I don't remember where these things went. So, oh yeah, I don't know how many of you actually have this, but this is very nice. How often do you see that? It's a trick question because I know you don't. So that one will go there. This is too big. Too big. Too big. Okay, so it seems all right side on this is working. Let's see how the spacebar fits. Which, by the way, this ePBT spacebar kinda warped. I mean, yes, I know what do you expect for PBT, but okay, so that's there. That's there. Okay, so I think I may or may not have just put them all in right the first time. Oh, that was really loud. I'm very sorry. I even heard that through my headphones, which are sitting 6 inches from my face. Well, this is awkward. I'm gonna send a message in Discord. So I need to borrow a keyboard again. Oh, you kidding me? Okay, so this definitely didn't update in time. So if anybody sent a message before Straight Classy, I'm sorry. My browser didn't update. And also, I'm full, so I'm sorry, Classy. You'll have to wait. I guess for the new, Jesus, 10 people. For the new people that came, this ewhite top and the muting kit is in here. Black bottom. I'll show off the worst of the damage, I guess. It's just that little scratch right next to the screw hole, probably from somebody trying to assemble it very quickly. But that's pretty much it. I mean, the whole back side is like, let me turn these lights down. It's pretty minty. It was really worth the wait. I think the new factory did a way better job than the old factory. This kind of explains why they were the new factory. Sorry if that just made anybody cringe. So I already tested the PCB and it's good. So it's time to start lubing stabs, I guess. I guess I should also probably go over what's going in. MX Zilents, TX 70 gram springs, TX films, 205 grade 0, a butt ton of it because the housings are fresh, but the stems I reused, so they were already used. And this was my latest, like the last thing I was working on before I went to the Top Clack Discord was figuring out which holes these things go into, because this is kind of my first build. Not really. I've never had this many bottom row options. So I'm pretty sure I know where to go now as far as where to solder things to. So now we can actually move on to stabs. Wow, I'm an idiot. Also, in case this wasn't enough of a giveaway, the base set is beautiful. Also worth the wait. Here. Yeah, it's pretty beautiful. Time to stuff all these mods back in this bag. Also, I'm really sorry about mic quality on top of video quality being butt. I'm literally using earpods to stream because I can't use my desktop computer, which has a better microphone. Feels bad. Oh, since I don't know who actually saw anything from the other thing, here's the plate. It's a little polycarb guy. And stabs of choice are the, oh, you can't even see those. Everglide. I'm just gonna pull them out. There's like 6 bags in here. Everglide stabs, because the ones that came with the board, these quote-unquote GMK ones, are new tooling, and I have these sitting around, so I'm really not gonna desolder a whole entire board to replace stabs. I'd rather just use the right ones in the first place. Also, I know everybody likes US vendors and stuff, but if you get the 104 Plus, I believe is what the kit is called. When you get the 104 Plus kit from, what is it? KP Republic on AliExpress, it's like $20 shipped, and you get both a 6.25U wire, a 7U wire, and 7 2U wires. So I'm not a mathematician or anything, but if you're doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 2U stabs, like a normal ANSI board, after two, no, yeah, after two 104 plus kits, you should have enough to do another board just from extras. So you kind of get 3 boards worth of stuff, which is pretty cool. I know everybody likes ordering from US vendors, and Prime KB does sell these stabs now, but they don't sell the 104 Plus kit because that would mean losing money. Oh, but the only thing is, yeah, it does take like a really long time to get in. And I just shot them everywhere. 2, 3, 4. Five, 6, 7, 8. I should need 10 of these housings, right? Because it's going to be 4 plus this one is 5. 1, 2. Look at that. Oh wait, that's already a stem, isn't it? I think I did it enough. If not, we'll find out. Okay, looking for my lube brush. Roll up the sleeves for this one because lube is where stuff tends to get dirty. That's my empty tub. That's my almost empty tub. This is my just in case tub. Ew. Can you see that? There's like lube that leaked out. This is an older jar of 205 grade 0, so I wouldn't be surprised if it somewhat separated. Oh, the whole entire container is just slime. Text message. Definitely needs a mix, and I definitely need to get something to wipe my hands on. I'll be right back. pro tip is keep this on your leg, and then whenever your hands get a little gross, just throw the, well, just wipe it on the napkin, or this is an old microfiber cloth. Just wipe that on the on your leg. Keeps it close, you know. Well, if you can't see what I'm doing, I'm stirring it. Is this one of the newer vials or the older vials? Because mine have always been the black screw top guys. I guess when you start streaming is when you really know, do you know how to build a keyboard or not? Because I'm really waiting for some roasts in the chat. Something along the lines of, what the fuck are you doing? Who taught you how to lube? No, I'm sure this is definitely well known by now, but these Everglide stabs, similar to Zeal, go in one way. And I need to find out what that way is. Okay, that would be this way. One out of 10 done. Ouch, it hurts me. Also, 55.6% CPU usage on that tiny little dual-core MacBook. Keeping up like a champ. I like how I mixed the bottom and now I'm pulling from the top. Surprised no big brains noticed that. Alright, I'm kind of running at the limits of what the camera can see and what I need to actually be able to do this right. So sorry you guys were just watching me do nothing for about 5 minutes because I have a light immediately to my right that I've been using to kind of see how much lube I have on. I just got lube on the headphone wire. Okay. This is a lot more annoying when I'm recording myself. Props to streamers for doing this crap. Wait, did I Papega? Dude, I definitely did. Who the hell was I thinking you only need 5 stab things? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wow. Sorry for the small brain move. I know, Soren, the disappointment is immeasurable. If there's anyone here, like, say something in the chat, because I'm not really sure how that viewer count updates. Everyone's favorite is part of building a keyboard, right? Okay. Only 4 down. 6 more left. Just kind of lining it up so I know what I need left. Is it too dim? Because I can brighten it up. I can just switch out a light bulb real quick. I feel like you kind of can't see what's going on, like, underneath my hands. definitely should have considered some music, huh? This awkward silence is not only awkward for you, but also awkward for me, as I sit here in silence listening to myself lube. Okay. Shit. I just sent a message by copy pasting and hitting enter. Can you really overloop stabilizers, though? That's what I really want to know. Because I don't really think you can. I mean, I'm drowning these things, but don't really want to take it all apart to find out that it rattles. Or I don't want to build it just to take it all apart because it rattles. So I think I would rather just drown these now because they will work themselves in. Am I right? Should try using some 205 grade 2. Some thick. Then maybe my stabs won't click after about 2 weeks worth of use. almost on the last one. This is the second to last. I'm sorry, I need the light. That's why I've been going up off screen. One more stab left after this one. Well, one more housing. Then the stems are pretty, or the wires get pretty easy. I don't know who Mystery Second Viewer is, but if you know about keyboards, can you overlube stabs? Because I'm kind of just going ham. Unless you're one of the guys from my personal Discord. Which you very well may be. Okay, I'm gonna borrow the light, so sorry, nothing to show here. Last stem. Okay, now time to move on to wires, which, like I said, are pretty easy. Luckily, we don't have, I mean, we do have a lot of them, but I mean, definitely could be worse. Could be building a full size. Now, is screw hole up or down? Okay, half of one assembled. Be very unfortunate if a stab wire were to pop. I know, I just jinxed myself. Remember when I said stab wires aren't that hard? And here I am spending way more time than I thought I was going to be on a damn stab wire. Okay, that is one stab done. Wow, why is that taking so much time? Okay, luckily spacebar is pretty easy because it's so long. I don't have to get my fingers all gooped up. Yeah. Is Bobo. Yeah, what's up, Bobo? I was extremely confused because I think someone else in the Teha Discord has a very similar looking name. Okay, 2 done. Yeah, I think their name also starts with a D, and it's 98, damn. Let me scroll up and try to find it. Draxion. I don't know why I thought the names were familiar. Your display name on Twitch? I think you actually might be able to. Unless you just want to change the display name and keep your channel name the same. In which case, I don't think you can do that. These are Everglide, but you're probably more familiar with them as JWK. You can only change capitalization. That's pretty dumb. I remember you used to be able to change it. But the JWK ones, Duroc, Everglide, same. Really, they're all the same. They're all pretty much clones of Zeals. They're all keyed to go in only one way. Gold wire, clear housing. It's pretty, I think I talked about it earlier when I started streaming, but they're $20 US for the 104 Plus kit, and that has 7 2Us and 1 pair of housings for a spacebar, but it has both wires. So if you plan on doing an HHKB build, you get both wires. So if you order, say you're doing a TKL and a 60%, or even a 65, really, there's not that much of a difference there. You'll need, assuming you do all ANSI everything, no split, nothing, you'll need 4 stabs for standard ANSI for, well, really the TKL and the 60. So you need 8 stabs total to use, plus 2 spacebar stabs. Now, if you get really smart and buy the 104 Plus kit and also like a single 2U. I'm not sure if they even sell single 2Us. You do the 104 Plus kit and a 2U, then you have 2 full ANSI boards worth of stabilizers. Or if you get if you get 2 104 Plus kits, then you'll have enough to do 3 boards. Sorry. Oh, I just had dinner. You should have enough to do 3 boards, because that would be 7, 14, 21 2U stabilizers, and if you need 4 for a standard ANSI board, 4, 8, 12, so there's 12 2U stabilizers, and then spacebar, you have your choice of, 6, you might even get 4 out of that, wouldn't you? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, yeah, you'd get 4 full ANSI boards out of that, out of ordering 2, no, that was 3, I'm so lost. If you order 2 104 Plus kits, that is 14 2Us, 7 each, and yeah, it is pretty nuts for the price, and that's why a lot of people are getting there as far as like buying these up. It's because the price to performance compared to like Zeal and GMK is like, well, they're better than GMK because pretty much no stabilizer is better than GMK. Trust me, I have a bag sitting right next to me, and I chose to use these over them because I didn't really want to resolder the entire board because of some crappy stabilizers. My light just flickered. That's only a little sketchy. Okay. So like I was saying, if you use 2 GMKs, yeah, indeed it is sad. Now, did you get genuine cherry, or did you get their gold wire GMK style? Because apparently their gold wire GMK style isn't like terrible. Yeah, then you probably got real GMKs. Which is, I guess it's a good thing that they differentiate so well, but at the same time, GMKs is not really the best right now. Especially when they have announced that they are aware of the problem in the MKII's Discord. Yes, they have problems because they got retooled. They were great before. Then they got retooled and messed them all up. I'm contorting my arm to get this to work. Yeah, so they were fine, and then they retooled them. Going full send on this one, I guess. Oh, that's a glob. Oh, don't do that. That's a bad idea. So they were the best. They were like the best bang for buck. And then they got retooled and started sucking. Yeah, same with the Gateron ink issue that people were having, which supposedly has been fixed, but now 1UP says no, it's not. They're still getting reports of it. So yeah, the 1UP from 1UP, I assume, because they were the ones that were all, yeah, it's fixed. Although I didn't really believe them because Mike from Novel Keys, at least in my experience, has kept the community pretty up to date as far as contacting manufacturers about that kind of stuff. So I mean, no disrespect towards them. Okay. Yeah, that would make sense. KBD fans doesn't really pay attention to that too much, I don't think. But novel keys is probably, like, once I see novel key say, yes, it's fixed, then I'll probably pay a little bit more attention to it. Something about Mike from Novel Keys, the guy is just always like 100% upfront and honest, and gets my orders out incredibly quickly, so I have no issues with Novel Keys at all. I might not even buy any inks, mostly because I don't really think inks are all that much hype anymore, since JWK stuff has been coming up a lot more. They're like really price or performance oriented, the JWK stuff, which is really nice. I hope I'm putting these in right. That is right, yeah. Yep, there. This is always very sketchy. Pushing these through the PCB. Indeed. Sketch 1000. Oh wow. She is tight, alright. What the hell's going on here? I don't even know where to put anything here. Yeah, preference does. You can't really get over preference, yeah. So, like, some people still love Tealios, which is fine, but a lot of what you're paying for is Zeal's dinners. I can't really say too much. I'm using MX Zilents in this build, which are half of Zeal switches, so yes, I gave Zeal money. Now I'm assuming this is a 6.25U wire, so I'm assuming I use this. Okay. Now, yes, indeed, the Zeal tax is real. That's my enter switch, so that's probably where this should go. It's right there. What the heck? Yeah, so these go here also. Right in here. Okay. So stabs are in, which is cool. I thought he was supposed to announce a new Switch at CES, but I guess not, because it's kind of past CES by now, right? CES is kind of done. All the YouTubers that I watched, their content's kind of stopped going on about CES. I'm done with the lube. After I put the lube away, I'm gonna go wash my hands because it is everywhere. Like, this whole bag is all just oil. It's non-toxic. I don't think I have seen Krytux stuff be toxic, especially since I know Krellbit. From some chemist apparently on YouTube comment. Yeah, I mean, I can read a chemistry textbook, but that doesn't mean that I'm a chemist. I mean, Krellbit literally ate some of it, and you can find the MSDS for all this stuff online. MSDS, Materials Safety Data Sheets, in case you aren't in a high school science class. So you can freely, yes, Krellbit on stream once, he toasted up some bread. I don't even know if he toasted bread. I just know that he took some bread, spread some 205 grade Zero on it, and then took a bite. And I think he said the taste stayed in his mouth for a couple days afterwards because it was gross. Not something I think I would recommend. But I'm pretty sure if you can eat it, then it's not really that toxic, right? Okay, tiny screw time. Now I think they also supply mini washers for, that is what this is for, right? I think these are for stabilizers, so you don't contact anything with the screws. Krelwood is actually so deep in the lube that he quit going to school to pursue being a lube vendor, so I would say Krelwood is pretty deep in the lube. It's another reason why I kind of support Krelwood over other people. Granted, other people have lube. Other people vend lube. I have no problems with them. But, I mean, the guy literally dropped out of school to start vending solely lube. What am I looking for right now? Yeah, I was going to wait to buy a few different lubes from him. I was going to get the, what do they call it? He calls it like the Spesh, which is like one of each. I was going to get the Spesh, but then someone in Teha Type's Discord that I bought some things from sent me 3203 and that 205 grade Zero that I just used. So that was pretty cool. I really didn't expect that. Alright, my fingers are super slick right now. This is a very odd washer style to use for this. I don't want to like crank down on them, but I've seen people pretty much rip down on these. Like really. Yeah. Oh, you were in round 1 of Lubricants. Yeah, stabs are something I ordered a long time ago. And it paid off because they got retooled. Were you in the Discord like the whole group buy? Because I know there was a lot of, oh, yikes. I mean, you could just throw them in some builds and then sell them. Yeah. I don't know how people just don't keep up with group buys. I'm like, what's going on? How is everything? I just page through once a day. Well, you said you canceled your order, I think, right? Or was that just a separate order for the inks? Yeah. No, I've definitely seen you a lot more active lately, so I would say that's an improvement. Oh well, look. My washer just disintegrated. Guess what though? Don't really need a washer here. Or here either. Separate order, of course. Yeah, the KBD8x I ordered separate from from Kuroshiro, but Wei decided to combine them. So I got them both at one time. Which, sort of nice, sort of not. I think we're going to go full send and not use washers. Because I don't really see anywhere that these would ground out, short out anything. Like, it's not on the switch thing there. So, yeah. There was some cool stuff this year. This was actually kind of my first year being in this hobby. Like you can tell, this is my first aluminum board. I went over, actually I didn't go over in stream, rip. But I have a lubricant and an acrylic tofu and a GMMK. So this was supposed to be, I think this was estimated around July. So yeah, this is definitely a large step up from what I'm used to. As far as aluminum stuff goes, I think the last like aluminum board I had was a pre-built. As far as full aluminum goes, because the Corsair K65 definitely has an aluminum plate. That's your only build, but you do have, was it a round, or was it the older style KBD67? Because the Mark II looks pretty good, and I've heard, sounds pretty familiar to some Mechanisk boards. Yeah, Mark 1. The Mark II is what I heard sounds very familiar to some Mechanisk boards. Mechanisk, the guy that makes the gel Holy Panda. So yeah, Mark II is definitely nicer. It's I think Mark 1 is a tray mount, but yeah, this I actually had brass plate picked for this, but then I heard a Teha video with a poly plate, and I was like, oh, I gotta have that poly. So I got poly. Oh, ouch. That actually does sound kind of rough. Polyplate and alu. Yes. I hope I am right because I'm putting in some Zilents. So I hope this is going to be an overall quiet build. And I also have muting foam, which I can't show you right now because I'm full of lube. Did you see my case? I can always throw this off to the side real quick. So this is the top. It's ewhite. I think you may have seen it already. And then the bottom is black. Yeah. What caps, you ask? Let me see if I can find the novelty. That's not the novelty. This would be. I know you said you've been out of the game for a while, but I think you should know what that is. Yeah. Indeed, it is Kuroshiro. Time to open up switch hitter and see if anything shorts out, which I don't think it does. Yeah. So just so we're aware here, I just plugged it in to make sure that the stab wasn't shorting it out, and it's not. So good, we are Okay. That lines up nice. I just don't know which spacebar thing to use. Use the left one, because this is a normal 625, yeah. So ewhite black. Oh yeah. It actually, I don't think it looks the greatest. There's this one cut out right here. You definitely can't see that. This MacBook camera is garbage, but the whole plate just kind of looks like scratched, and it just kind of looks like nobody deburred any of the edges. But given the fact that the first manufacturer was pretty garbage, I don't think it's terrible. Now I'm gonna try pulling a Pro Gamer move and putting all the switches in. Because I don't really want to break this. Yeah, burrs on a metal plate would hurt, but this is plastic, so it's fine. The switches will just be held in a little tighter on some of them. Yeah, I do kind of work in a machine shop, so I have spent a lot of time deburring. Mostly because I'm not a machinist, so that's kind of what I do. This is probably the only place where brass would have been nice, is putting switches in. Because this is just like flopping all over. And there is not many satisfying clicks. Oh. Yeah, see? This don't feel right. So well, you know, it started. Yeah, it is flexy. It's actually kind of annoying how flexy it is, because I can't really press these into the plate because the plate is too busy flexing. Trash indeed, Byron. I'm sorry. I don't want to touch this because I'm lubed, but I'm going to just because you said something. White top. This is just some foam. Black bottom. Nice chunky piece of aluminum and brass. Yeah, my keyboard is getting a mega upgrade, Byron. I think you literally just said that and left. Welcome. Watch me try to put switches into a poly plate and kind of fail because the plate loves to flex. And also these switches have a lot of lube on the stems, so I'm lubing my fingers at the same time. Okay. Yeah, this plate is just like the last poly plate that I worked with, extremely flexible, which consequently makes it quite annoying to try and push switches into. I don't even know how I'm going to do this. You'd have to hold the plate up. Hold the plate up, pop the switch in. Oh yeah. Yeah, I have a feeling I should have gone through with pulling all of the pins out of the PCB to get this plate all the way out, because this is going to be quite annoying. It almost seems like they're clicking into the PCB, which I don't know if is normal. Just using an Allen key upside down to pull the top of the plate. This guy fucks indeed. Yeah, no problem. Just kind of inching along with the switches as we approach solder part. Just so you know, Byron, I ordered this in April of last year. So that's why I'm kind of hype to build it right now. Because it took so goddamn long. I got these Everglides from AliExpress. They also have them from Prime KB if you're in the US. But like I said, they don't sell the like ultra value pack, I guess I'll call it, which is like the 7 2U stabs and then the two spacebar wires. So you kind of have to pick exactly what you need. And for lubricant, you need a weird amount of 2U stabs because there's no spacebar. Yeah. If you follow Prime KB on Discord, they should be having alpacas soon. Because I did place an order for silent alpacas a couple weeks ago. Probably a week ago by now. They put a pre-order out. So I grabbed some during the pre-order. Because I know I'm going to like them. So if I don't, I'll just sell them. Yeah, waiting is not a bad idea. If anything, that gives you more time to evaluate stab options Things are always coming out, especially with the C3 stabs. You can if you want, yeah. I'm pretty sure they do have the pre-order up for regular alpacas as well. They're really just a great value. Like what you get for the $1 with the alpaca is ridiculous. Are you from Singapore? Because I'm pretty sure Island KB, I'm pretty sure they're from them. Distributor. I'm like, fuck no. Ah, Canada, yes. Gboards.ca is the only Canadian vendor that I know of. But you should be able to order stuff from Con US and it'll be fine. But yeah, that's just ordering stuff from foreign places in general. They tend to, especially in Canada, because you got to pay import taxes. And I know some sites are now allowing you to pay import taxes before getting things, which is nice. Because then it's not like, oh, here's your package, but pay me. It's like, bitch, I already paid. Just drop my shit off. I don't know how you ordered the stabs from KBD fans, because I don't know if they sell individuals or not. I don't think I've ever ordered. Oh yeah, if Amazon had stabs and lube, that would be overkill. People would just be buying lube left and right. $3.65 sets. Yikes. See, when I ordered my stabs from Novel Keys, I just ordered exactly what Keebs said I needed. 5 2U stabs. That was it. That was actually the whole order. Just 5 2U stabs. We're doing regular caps lock because we're not no heathens. I know you're there, Soren. You say that, and then some newer stabs will come out, and you'll be like, damn, these are pretty cool. Like those C3 equal stabs. Uh-oh, am I a switch short? No, I'm not. I just lubed these yesterday, so I wouldn't be surprised if I was a switch short. But it was just hiding in the bag. Okay. I'm just taking a towel and pressing down to make sure that they're all fully seated. Because, as you can kind of hear, there's some of them still clicking in. Ooh, okay. Hopefully they all stay in, because I really don't know if there's a couple that are up or not. They all look pretty even from the bottom. I'm looking at my light, so I'm sorry. Huh. Okay. This one looks weird, so I'm going to try and pull it, see what's good with it. This pin might just be on the fatter side. Yeah, that's what it's seeming like. How do you fix that? Let me see if I can just... I know it's 100% not the proper way to fix that. But if it goes in... Wait, is this switch not closed? Okay, the switch is closed. Let me try a different bottom housing, because I just made these yesterday, so it's quite possible that that housing is just kapooey. Okay. New housing. No. It looks like this one PCB hole might be a little on the narrower side, because these switches are all sitting flat except for this one. So that tells me this hole needs to get... Yeah, this hole needs to get opened up a little bit. I know I'm probably just killing people's minds by doing that, but it makes sense if the PCB hole... Yeah, see, that's much better. Now my switch... Let's see here. Now it's going all the way through. You definitely can't see. The PCB just had a small... like, it looks like some coating or something got stuck in the hole. So that's why that did that. Which means that now should be solder time. I'm just gonna go wash my hands before I do that. Oh, hell with these washers, I'm just gonna throw them away. I'm gonna mute the audio and I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm back now. And I think it would be a good idea, before soldering, ooh, this PBT spacebar is a little bananaed. Just a little, not bad. It's actually kind of bad. What the frick? Oh, already. I don't know how tight PBT is. Already a stab wire has popped. That is the Zeal Stab Touch. Oh, again. Just doesn't like when it gets a keycap put on it, I guess. Trying to be relatively smart about this. Is it in? I don't think it's in. This is kind of the price you pay with oof, I just popped it out both sides now. Indeed, an oof. Ugh, over top. We get a better screwdriver for this. So the stab is silent, but I can't tell if it's sluggish or not. Okay, no, I think the cap was just not on properly. Because now that I have the cap on right, seems to be alright, but this stab fucking popped again. I want to say that it's louder because it's towards the edge. It will be a very sketchy journey building this. Actually putting caps on. Because that's when things are going to start getting weird. When things start to pop. Okay, extra seal housing fixed. Let me check the other ones. So I can use this one to check this. That one sounds fine. Also sounds fine. Also sounds fine. And yeah, these are silent switches, so you're not going to really hear any like reverb or anything from them. This one feels a little sluggish, but if we're being honest, I don't really use left shift all that much. So it doesn't, I mean, I mainly just use it when I play video games. Not a huge problem to me. So now I can start soldering. And now things get sketchy with power cords being constrained to certain limits. Oof, and this desk mat. Don't really want to solder on this. Something like this. Almost done grabbing everything from my box right behind me. Alright. Now because cables are stuck to certain limits, I kind of have to wedge my soldering iron cord underneath my leg to keep enough slack. Only ghetto things here, you know. Now I typically solder on the cardboard, which I should probably still do. Okay. But ain't nobody got time to pull out the cardboard. Now is when it'll get awkwardly quiet at sometimes. Because I kind of don't have a fan. Just kind of hold my breath. Now I have heard it is recommended to solder a couple of switches first, so I'll solder all the stab switches. I believe they call this like soldering. Yeah, I think I already said that. Soldering anchor switches, yeah. That one's getting sucked. Doesn't look that great. I usually do this with the other hand, but since it's on this side, I figured I would do it with that hand. Looks alright, I guess. Surprisingly, soldering, not the hardest thing. I know that's kind of like, ow, many people's concern. It's really not that bad. Through-hole soldering is pretty easy. Okay, now I think I'm just good enough to go kind of down the line. Ow, that guy's still hot. Wow, 5 people, huh? Who else is in chat? Because it's solder time. Which means that we're getting the boring part out of the way for most people. Back to 3, huh? Okay. Yeah, I don't have my, I don't even know where to see that from the page that I'm on right now. I'm on the dashboard, I think. Hour and 48 so far. Wowza. I guess this takes a little bit more time than I thought. I really should have figured out some sort of music selection. Some calming jazz or something. I also should turn my ceiling fan on. Yeah, I've been listening to a lot of Out of My Realm of I Think I'll Like This recently. A lot of like indie punk, indie pop, I think is what Spotify likes to refer to it as. If I was more equipped to actually stream, I would have a bot that you could just request stuff. I kind of decided about an hour before I was going to stream that I was going to stream. So, oh, yikes, that was hot. Don't touch the hot pin. Ah, see, that would be good, except I have ear pods in from my Mac, which I'm streaming from, and then I'm reading the chat through my desktop, which is like on the other side of my computer. Okay, we're done like a tenth of the soldering. This is going to take a little longer than I thought. I think I have lubricant to half-hour desolder or hour desolder, like half an hour resolder. That's a 60 though, so you get a little less switches. I'm not really sure if those can be bridged. Hot soldered switch is hot, in case you guys were wondering about that. That wasn't me desoldering, by the way, that was just cleaning up, because these pins are basically right next to each other. And I'm trying not to, like, link them. I know I did on lubricant and it didn't do anything. I don't know if that's the case here. Also don't want double key presses, I guess, right? Well, Byron, I've only had 2 of them so far, and one of them is senior design. And the other one is a class very similar to a class I took last semester, just a little bit more into a different topic. So I think it'll be pretty easy. And then the gen eds I'm taking, well, you know, gen eds. But I did try to get my SEPTA pass on Monday, and I got there after reading all of the you may only mail in payments for spring 2020. They let me use a check, except I didn't have any checks. So I got one held, and I'm going back tomorrow to pick it up. Also, Byron, the only way to christen a new keyboard is to run some terrorist hunts. Oh wow, I totally just pushed a switch out. Get on siege. My god, do you not see I'm soldering? After I'm done, I will, though. I just gotta put this thing together and see if there's any problems. Oh, and I probably should reflash it. But I think it's VIA compatible, isn't it? T-Hunt the only way after you're done. Make sure to snort the solder fumes. I like moving to try and not snort the solder fumes directly. Two hours. Oof. Soldering iron is hot too. I know everybody just watched me poke myself. Yeah, it's gonna hurt tomorrow. Little white line. Okay, so that's like 2 full rows done now. Still chugging. Try not to chug this smoke in. Excuse me. How do you send a message on Discord without hitting the enter key? Because I don't want to plug in a keyboard for that. Oh. Is there even a way to? Okay. I'm going to be big brain. Go to Model O Software and remap button 5. No. Key combination? Oh, you have to enter a keystroke. That's awkward. Did I post in here? No. Oh. Who is here? How do I see this? Users in chat. Okay, why does it still say this many? That's not right. Okay, well, all those people are still here. Hello, hello. It is the most boring and quiet time because solder. There's 4 people here. Well, probably 3 others. Yeah, this is a solder ASMR. Ow, not really. I just touched myself, that hurt. Okay, almost on the last row. I got 2 left in this row. Okay, last row. Starting with a nice corner. I think what I do for this row is just flip it all upside down, because then you just use the whole weight of your hand to hold the whole board down. There you go. See, now you guys can't see anything, but believe me, this row probably looks the best. Okay, I'm pretty sure that should be it. So I might clean it up. That would probably be a good idea. Just take some dielectric grease to it. But look at the first row. Awesome. This is the first row I soldered. And that is the last row. Well, might be pretty difficult to tell on camera because of the crap camera, but I think they look a lot better on the last row. Now I'm going to hop back and switch hitter, plug this board in, and looks like everything's good so far, even though you can't see anything. Ooh, my number 2 switch is soldered but potentially bad. Yep, it's definitely soldered. I'll try pulling it out and putting it back, because this did work yesterday, or this morning, sorry, like 10 minutes ago when I, now like 2.5 hours ago, when I did the PCB check. Okay. Okay, still not desoldered all the way. Okay. Interesting. This one is being a little more stubborn. As in, I'm now going to attempt to refill it with solder just to desolder it. Okay. Should just, there you go. Drop right out. Now I'm going to just go back to my, basically my extra Zeal housings. Pop this open. Get rid of this top. Top seems fine. I'm going to swap the bottom housing over. Oh man, I really did it to myself. Okay. Then just drop my film back on. Okay. Pop the switch back in. Now I'm going to solder it back on. Okay. Now let's plug her back in. And number 2 key works. So I guess that switch housing, that lower housing, must have been a little doo-doo. So now I'm going to stop my soldering iron from melting my house on fire. Did it hit the space bar? No, it didn't. We are good. Okay. Now I'm going to let this sit. I don't really know. Back here is fine, I guess. And just cool off. Pull this out. Okay. Can put this away. Clean it up a little bit. I'm going to alcohol wipe the PCB just to clean off the flux that sits on. You can see. Don't know if you can see. Let me wait for my monitor to refresh. Might be able to see some drops around all the little solder marks. That's from the rosin core. So I'm going to just wipe all of that off with isopropyl alcohol, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm actually not really sure if that helped, hurt, or did nothing. But, alas. So, the other thing I'm not really too sure about is what screws go where. Because there are gold screws, extra case screws. These little Phillips guys look like they are they're tiny. They look like they are plate screws. So I'm going to drop one down and see if that's true. It is incredibly difficult to get this to where I want it to be. Motherfucker. Okay. So yeah, these little silver screws, if you're building a KBD8x MKII, it appears these little Phillips screws that are silver, in my case, very tiny Phillips head, that looks like it's your plate screw. Now I did get the muting kit, so technically I do have these rubber O-ring things, the dampeners, but AI said that there wasn't much of a difference with them, so I'm not sure if I should spend all the time trying to get them all lined up. There's not much of a difference, but let me just see how they fit. Okay, they're actually not too bad to line up. These even supposed to be used here though, they don't look like it. Okay, without those we go. One thing I do want to do is get these mods put on, because I did notice some stab wires might pop out, and I really don't want that to happen when the board is built. Now I'm going to need to pull up the Kuroshiro ad listing. Okay, just to find out where shift goes, what shift looks like. Okay, because I don't want to put something where it doesn't go. Okay, we should also probably check the bottom row. Oh, see, this stab popped out again. It's getting like hung up. Okay, I don't really want to have to desolder because of you. Weird. I would be pretty disappointed if I have to desolder because of one stupid little... okay. I think this shift is just really badly bananaed. Like, oh yeah, it is. So it just wants to be pushed a little more towards the left side to be free floating. And if you press the right side, then it seems to want to yeah, not really do its thing properly. Seems to want to get stuck on the upstroke. Okay. Carrying on, this looks like enter. I don't speak Japanese, but I'm going to go with enter. And I'm just going to, yeah, do that. Maybe I should scroll down and look at the mods. Yes. So, R4, what the fuck? This is backwards. I don't see this one anywhere. This is a 1.5, that's why. I need 1.25s. Okay, I don't know if this mod is crooked or if the whole or if the cap is crooked. See, this is why EPBT is a amble. Short shift. Another, wait, same. Another short shift. This is backspace. I know that guy. Okay, this looks like the same. Yeah, it almost seems like I got the same, another shift key. Let me try this one. See if this one fares any differently. Okay, well, if it's better. So I don't know why I got an extra one. I don't know which ones are Windows and Alt and stuff like that. Papega. I don't want to get memed for putting them in the wrong spot. So I don't even see this cap. This is a Japanese mod kit, right? Japanese mods. Oh, this is caps. Because it supports caps stepped and unstepped, and I did not use the stepped one, which is why I didn't get to look at it. This one looks like tab. Everybody knows what tab looks like. Again, I have this symbol. That's bigger end anyway. Can't use these. Not using this. Not using this. Not using that. This one looks familiar. 2, that would be here. Too big. Not using stepped caps. Not using any 1Us. So all the 1Us can just go. Oh wait, crap! I am using 1Us. 4 over there. This is right here. right here. These are incredibly quiet. I do very much miss typing on quiet keycaps, or quiet switches. Okay. I don't see this symbol. This is up here. This looks to be right here. This looks like here. Sorry if I'm distracted. I'm trying to figure out where things go to be a proper weeaboo. That profile does not look right. They definitely had different rows. See, that looks better. So I need to find this one in a different row. Almost. No. Yes. Just so I'm right. Yeah, that looks correct. Not seeing this last one. Oh, here we go. Now I only have two more. That one goes here. And oh, and this one goes here. Okay. Now I'm just back to the controls and stuff. This goes here. This is, I guess, Windows. So this one can go over here too. Oh yeah, I need the 1.25 view, which is this guy. I don't even know if you can hear these. They're pretty quiet. Awesome. 3 hours. Last one in the bottom row is another one of these. So that would be this. No, that's the big one. This one goes here. That'll be this one, correct? Okay, I'm gonna see if I can try and straighten this key. In before the people call me sinners. Oh, what's my wire puller? That's what I should use. Okay. I believe that wire popped. Can I stick something up to it though? I cannot. Okay. That was worth it. Yes. So that's all the way in. I'm trying to straighten this left shift key, which appears to be a little crooked. Okay. And that's this key. Oh. So many wires and things. I want to go that way. So, did it go the wrong way? Oh. Weird. Doesn't seem to want to move. The wire popped because this stab sucks. It's not perfectly straight, but I don't think it's a matter of the keycap not being straight. I don't think it's a matter of the switch not being straight. I think it's a matter of the keycap being a little twisted, because if I take this off and I put on basically any other long, shit, it doesn't have to be long, it could just be one of these. No, it can't. No, it's still kind of crooked. I mean, it's not terrible, I guess. I can't fix it any more than I already have tried. It refuses to go. Which is odd. I've never really had a problem straightening things. Especially these are 5 pins, which I specifically lubed, so I wouldn't have to spend time straightening things. So if it's not good now, it's as good as it's going to get. As good as it's going to get. Okay, so now who is still here? Do I put on the, oh crap, let me put some of this stuff away that I don't need anymore. I'm working with extremely limited desk space. Okay. Decided these are case screws, these are extra plates, or these are plate screws, those are stab screws, these are stab washers, which I could have used. So what were those other things I tried to use as stab washers? Weird. Okay. I'm not sure if I'm going to reuse the screws that came with the case. I'll try these little button head cap screws, socket cap screws. And because I do have my own, and I have heard reports of these other ones failing. I should probably not exaggerate failing, they just straight up broke. And I sure hope I should be able to get the top layer of this case over top of this. Let me see. Yeah, that's right. This is a left. It's not something I can use. Okay, just putting on keycaps now. What is this? Weird. Okay. much disappointed I will be if I can't get this through the case, because that would be annoying. D. Why did I get a short spacebar in my not spacebars kit? Is that normal? Yes, it is. They're 3.0. That's weird. Almost. Okay, F and J, since they are scoop and bar, I might opt to space them up a little bit. Because you can hear quiet, quiet, slight clack. I'm not really sure. I kind of like that because I don't really like it at all. Oh, I miss an F2. F2. Yes. So F and J are scoop bar, which means I'm going to take some north-facing washers and try and space them up so they don't smack. I'm going to try one each. One didn't do it, so it needs two. Okay, two seem to do it. Okay, so far, so good. I can put the rest of these away, and we can actually put things together. So put the plate in, just kind of drop it in, yep. And to make things sort of easier, drop all the screws in here. I think he included some, Way may have included some extra screws because I have extras. Threads don't feel great on that one, but the screw tightened. Okay, and that is the top half. Okay, now I am going to see if this is VIA compatible first. Because if it is, then I'm not going to okay, it doesn't look like it is. Is there okay, so the default layout shows no reset key. Yikes. So I'm going to just throw a reset key somewhere on a function layer. TKL ANSI. Yeah. Now let me turn on fast input. It's a print screen. Scroll lock. Pause. right alt, that's Windows, that's menu. This is that. So I'm going to make this right key right here go to momentary to layer 1. On layer 1, backspace is going to be reset. That should be it, really, just to okay, it's compiling now. And you can very little, I mean, on the top and bottom, you can kind of see some RGB through it. I mean, it's going to be a little difficult to show with the camera, but it is definitely something cool to look at. I'm going to download just the firmware. I'm going to download JSON first. Then I'll download the hex and then KMK toolbox. I'm just going to flash this with a kind of like a default like layout, but I wanted to add a so I might have to do what? Hold spacebar? Possibly? No? Oh yeah, there's a reset button. Duh, that's why I keep this open. Yep. So the reset button worked. And then just flash the new thing. And FN backspace puts it into reset mode. Awesome, so I'm done with this. Now I'm going to put the foam on. See if this is awkward. I should put the case the other way. I should put the bottom, or the top to the bottom. Like this. There we go. And then just turn around and everything should be lined up for this. Now I guess I use the black. No, fuck that. I'm using my new screws. Whether they are of higher quality or not, I am unaware. But they were free. Thank you. I do think it looks very nice. And I'm just throwing these last screws in. Then I have to put on the bump ons, and then I'll turn it over and give like a whole walk around, look around kind of thing. Three hours and 26 minutes. Wowzers. So again, I don't know if anybody joined or not. These are not the screws that come with the board. I got these at my own free will because I heard that these screws the board comes with aren't the greatest. So I thought I would at least go get some screws that weren't garbage. Okay. Now the issue is to hold it up by the top tray. Or the top layer instead of by the definitely feel like there's some grit in this threads, but the threads are still going, and they don't feel terrible. They just feel like they could have used like a blowout, because this is threading into the top of the case now, right? They just kind of sound a little crunchy. Okay, and this thing is a chunk. Oh my gosh, it weighs so much more than everything else I own. Bump-ons. Also included some nice whey quality black bump-ons. Don't look too terrible, I guess. I'm just going to give each of these spots a little rub down to make sure that everything seals properly, because I don't really know where I can get black bump-ons. Okay. These things are like just the same size as the holes, so there's not a whole lot of tolerance here. Just flip it over and press down. Well, I guess that's it then, huh? That is the 8X Mark II. 70 gram MKII, not 90. I am not insane. Cleaning up some screws here, and so I don't lose anything. My MacBook Pro is chugging along. Is the stream starting to look like crap? Drop frame shows 0. So that's interesting. Okay. Let me just throw in here. Well, gotta plug your keyboard in to make it work, everybody. So, let me get back to this. So, this is it. KBD8x Mark II, 70 gram MX Zilents, Everglide stabs. Those switches are also filmed. I'll clean this weight off and get better pictures of it afterwards. This is just hand grease. Nice. It's very bulky. I kind of want to weigh it just to see how much it weighs, because it's kind of ridiculous how much heavier than most of my other keyboards this is. That being said, I assume the few people that are here would at least like to look at or hear it. So I'll throw a typing test up real quick after I put the screw away so I don't lose it. Greetings. I just showed it off, but I can always just take it off. So that's the final product. That's what the side looks like. That's kind of difficult to see. Let me just change this light bulb out real quick to something that's brighter, which I probably should have done a long time ago. Ooh, so boom, and side. I don't know if you still can see. Yeah, you can. Okay, that's the side. That's the bottom. The silver screws do kind of stick out. Again, I bought other screws so that the ones that it came with didn't end up hurting more than helping. So, small typing test. I'll actually just take the ear pod out and throw it right down here. Okay, that was terrible accuracy because I usually don't lift up my arms. I know it's terrible posture, but I'll just go through the mods. Don't know why spacebar is so loud, but I don't know. But I guess that's pretty much it. Here's the board. It's pretty awesome. It's a lot. It's a huge upgrade from everything I've had thus far, and it was pretty awesome to build it. So that's about it. I'll probably post this onto YouTube. It's 3.5 hours. That's ungodly. But yeah, see ya.